really being weird this new. Wait, take two, take three. Good morning, viewers. So the clouds are being totally weird. I'm trying to make sense of it, but the best thing I got for you is that there's a lot of negative vibes, a lot of that gunk from 2021. Like, I don't know about y'all, but 2021, I'm so glad it's over. And it is on its way, because we have a new year coming, and we're going to start this new year off grounded, being in Capricorn. That earth, like maybe, I always say this, but get barefoot, like really connect with the earth. And not just that, but with Saturn coming in, we have a mature, sensible outlook on things, like that extra oomph that you need for that confidence comes from the Capricorn. And after 2021, I'm begging everyone to follow their intuition. We are now in some very spiritual times. The world is waking up to a lot of things, and your intuition is something that is going to put you on that path. And Capricorn is something that is a sign that reminds you to ask yourself, is this the right path for you? Maybe it's that time to reevaluate and really chase your dreams. I say chase your dreams every time. But so I have a resolution for 2022. I got it from some YouTube video with some CIA lady or FBI lady who was talking about creative thinking, and she made me cry. I forget her name, but kudos to her. But it's to avoid thinking traps, and in doing this will strengthen my discernment. So spiritually and mentally, helping me be more stable and secure. And the gist of it is that things are not as unlikely as the worst case scenario may make them seem. Keep that in mind. Not all rules are thinking traps either. You must examine the causality chain. You know what I'm saying? Break it down. You don't want to be thinking linearly. Never a good thing. I mean, I shouldn't say never say never. But let me help you understand it by breaking it down in this way. A does not add to B, simply equaling C. C equals a number of consequences. C equals a ripple effect or a chain. And some queen advice regarding the matter is watch what you think and think twice. Okay? I have a word for you, a word of the day before I read, and that is muster. Muster, M-U-S-T-E-R. This is from the Webster's New World Dictionary. It's a verb meaning to bring or come together, or to summon. Muster. And tomorrow is our new moon. Exciting things happening, New year, new moon. I'm ready to rock with it. Let's go with the flow. With that being said, and my little note card being finished, let's hop right in this read. Ready, set, read. By the way, I hope that everyone is doing amazing. Which I'm sure you all are, because if you were brought to this channel, it's because you are amazing. Incredibly amazing, and so much more than you even can fathom at this current juncture in your life. And it gets better. Alright. Spirit, ancestors of the highest white light, please give me clear and concise messages for any viewers or whoever may need them. We don't judge. Y'all like my little tidbit in the beginning? I feel like it was like professional and grown up of me. And so I'm gonna try to, do this things 2022. Also 222, twin flame number. We have a lot of twin flame reunions coming. I can feel it. That's something that the birds were telling me today. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. All right, let's see what we got here. The Chariot. Love, love, love it. Okay, so someone, you, viewer, you are moving into a new position. You're being moved up in rank. You may be moving into a new home. You're moving into blessings and abundance that you may not have felt like was coming. But it's here. It's the new year. Ace of Swords, That's the truth. Truth, 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 truth. I just said truth. So truth, 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 truth. Say it 3 times, you might say it right next time. Lord, death. Perfect card for this January 1, 2022. Definitely the time to put to death all those things that you know doesn't serve you. Queen of Swords energy, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of, definitely that time to make those moves. You know, it's okay to cut out whatever does not serve you. And if that's people, an animal that, you know, you wanted to have a part in its life, but you didn't train it and you know it's just tearing up your house, whatever it may be, let it go. It's that time. And, you know, you don't have to judge yourself for this. You don't have to feel like, you know, you're a disappointment or anything else. Because when you start to move, when you start to flow, you come to the understanding that, you know, that animal was just buying time with you. You were kind of holding it up, you know, like that dog had a family waiting, but you just didn't want to, you know, jump on in there, jump on them ripples, you know what I'm saying? Like, also it's a sign of the depths of someone's love whenever they can trust the universe and realize that, you know, they might not be the person for it, not have too much pride to admit that, but rather to let go so that the animal that we're talking about here, spirit, the animal that we're talking about can be happy just as you can be happy. It's not that, you know, you have anything to blame yourself for. It's just that you were moving, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't in the juice, you know what I'm saying? Like we can put a lot of things in the juice, but it just went in the juice. So, you know, like went with it, whatever. All right, spirit. Any other messages? By the way, take, you know, the time to look up at the sky. The sky will give us so much clarity to things. I mean, we definitely have some abundance coming in. I want to claim this. Welcome 2022. Definitely some abundance. Something that you've maybe spent all of the last year doing. And as soon as you let go of all these things, you know, you embrace this new moon, you've made room for all of the things that you probably thought you didn't deserve and probably thought were never coming. But it is a big, big time in the world. I'm trying to tell you, 2022 is, there are some things happening. They're talking all this disclosure and all these, you know, weird things. We got witches on the run and aliens and all types of things going on, which, I mean, let's not pretend like we didn't all along, but I'm excited. Like, magic's back, baby. Magic's back. I'm thinking about Game of Thrones right now. It's like, that was your warning. I hope you watched it. I really do. Because that is a good show. HBO, you know. Queen of Cups, 6 of Coins, 8 of Cups. So with that energy, I'm getting that the cups, you know, Capricorn is, you know, that cup being poured out, but poured out from the stars to you. It's definitely coming. You know, the Queen loves you. The Queens love you. And the Emperor's off, you know, getting everything structured and, you know, making sure everybody's in line. And the Queens are going to bless you and take all that time to show you all the love that you so deserve. It's just the way it works. The Star card, speaking of, while I'm going at it, you see her pouring all that juice out, showing you all the love. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Wheel of Fortune, definitely got some movement happening. And also, can I just say that, like, fortune telling and all these things seem to be kind of something heavy on my mind lately. Like, you know, keep in mind that you need to take what resonates. Spirit will let you know what they want you to know. And they might tell you something just to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse my language. But just to, you know, put it in your head that, like, you're fortunate already. Or, I mean, you never know. It's these messages, what comes up comes out. And, like, if it ain't making no sense, I ain't sorry. You know, this message is for somebody. But I hope that it does bring you some type of clarity. You know, it is something that I'm trying definitely in this new year to do, is to step out of all of my energy and get into my energy because came through, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. But I hope that this does some good for somebody somewhere, because it definitely does some good being able to share my gifts on a platform. And as much as I don't care for technology or appreciate it enough, you know, I think we should take the time to appreciate technology, but also understand that, you know, looking at your phone is not the same as looking up at the sky. And that is never to be forgotten. The wind is blowing on that one. You know, it's I think that the definition of technology is science applied for the aid of humans or something like that, if I remember right from like sixth grade science. But a lot of times it's hindering us and not aiding us. You know, like it is definitely more important to look out for your fellow man while driving behind the wheel than it is to be like on your phone texting. You know what I'm saying? Like they can wait. And I do think the spirit is urging in this new year to keep in mind that, like, you know, you have your boundaries and people can wait. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're telling you they're busy, hopefully they're actually busy. You know, like don't get all caught up. You know what I'm saying? Like don't move on to the next man or whatever else just because you're so used to this, you know, fast-paced lifestyle. Being gay and internet dating and things, it is definitely taken its toll on my faith in humanity, for one, and skewed my view as to how I look at, you know, technology and the way that the internet has kept us from social gatherings that bring joy and love. You know, there's something about that mix of energy. There's something about that coming together, that combustion, so to speak. Science, Lord. But it does something in the world. And I say get out and dance. 2022, make sure you get to the gay club, you know what I'm saying? See your favorite drag queens. Don't forget to tip your waitress. And dance your ass off. Like, that is one of the best medicines for anyone in the entire world, is to dance. And there's not enough places where people do that anymore. You know, we have a lot of Zooming and a lot of sharing things online, a lot of Snapchatting where, you know, everybody's kind of doing the little dance in their kitchens or whatever. But go and do it with people, you know, like, I never will forget, like, that sixth grade dance or whatever. Why am I stuck in sixth grade today? But, or middle school dance where, like, you know, I had the worst nerves. You know, these people you see every day, but you're going to a dance with them. You know, you get all dressed up and you just go and dance. And, like, you see a whole different side of everyone. And it's important to remember as bosses and as leaders to get everyone together for a good time. You know, it's not just all 9 to 5, working hard to make a living. Dolly shout out. But instead it's living, you know, like, you better get to living. Another dollar shout out. Oh, I gotta stop it. My daddy would be so proud. But anyways, viewers, spirit, any other messages? Five of Cups. Definitely trust your intuition coming up. The Moon. One of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. King of Wands. Okay. Definitely remember that. I don't want to say remember, rather, but definitely make sure that you're protecting your energy. You know, this King energy, this manifesting. Now's the time to do that, especially, you know, 10 of Wands here. Now is definitely the time to manifest, to concentrate, to focus on the things that you really want, to set those intentions. Today is a day to kind of let it all transition, you know, let things sink in, you know, embrace the new year and really think about, you know, and organize the way that you want to see this year going. Believe in the power of manifestation. You are a magician and you're meant to have the life that you desire. And so many people seem to forget that. But not the life that is filled with, you know, material clout or, wow, this is incredible. The queens are definitely out there. Look at this. Love it. But the life that you desire, meaning, you know, that harmony, that balance, and it'll come, and the spirit wants that for you. You know, they want to see you embody, I say they, the ominous they, but the people watching, so to speak, they've been watching you, and don't feel like you've ever been alone. You've always got protection or guardian angels, and the belief in that alone is going to propel you into the future in such a positive way. But take the time, especially that new moon coming in, set those intentions and really focus and concentrate. Make yourself a list, write them down on what you want for this next year. And nothing is impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like Walt Disney, for instance, like nothing is impossible. You can do it. Like, the power of manifestation is something that I think can be broken down much simpler. And the simplest answer is often the right one. I truly believe that. But when you set that intention, when you make that list, it may be 2 years down the road, halfway through the year, before you realize, man, wait, I've actually checked off how many of these things, and without even realizing it, because it's kind of like you put them into the grid, so to speak. Like you downloaded them into yourself. You upgraded your own software, however you want to put it. You got the latest updates, and now's the time for you to do that, so that you don't get lost in the grid or off the grid, which I'm trying to get lost off the grid. But that's what I want. Think about what you want and where you want to be, because we all have the power, and now's the time to do that, to be that. And I strongly urge you to. Emperor energy here. Man, oh man. God is looking out. I mean, God stays looking out, but God's definitely looking out. He's definitely ushering in some things for us in the new year. I can feel it. Empress energy here. They're both like, hello. These twin flame unions coming in, there's going to be a lot of love. A lot of love. And a lot of love that changes things, I'm thinking some real Tim McGraw, Faith Hills, Beyonce, Jay-Z's. A lot of unions, divine unions, meant to bring that balance and harmony and peace, and really put the power where it needs to be. The Spirit's going to cut a lot of things for us. Like I thought the other day, like, it amazes me how people will, you get pulled over with all your friends, and you really find out who your friends are whenever nobody claims the weed. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it the other day. It's amazing to me how terrified people are of the police, and how easy it is for people to ride around doing things that they probably shouldn't. Like it's much easier to crack a beer in a car for most people than it is to go and dance or to be seen dancing. And that baffles me, but it also says something in itself, just that analogy, like that comparison where it really doesn't compete, like dancing's medicine, that danger, that thrill, that like you're giving people power when, Spirit will fill you with power when you start to move, when you let yourself go, when you got them, shaky knees. Remember that's just a reminder for you to flow. That's just an urge into the waters that be. The waters that be. I like that, Aaron. Three of Wands energy, definitely the harmony, the peace. The Empress here again. God love her. You may be seeing a lot of birds. King of Swords energy. Knight of Swords energy. You may be seeing a lot of birds. A lot of wings. I like to think about the higher ups and the birds, and like birds of prey, so to speak, but the mockingbirds and the singing birds and all their personalities and character traits, but they are spiritual totems, so to speak. And it's definitely probably a time to look into that, to look into the things that we as millennials don't often, I can't believe I just called myself a millennial, but it's true, don't often understand. Like we don't really know a lot of times the things that our parents understood about the earth and the land. Like, I mean, I'm in South Carolina where there's a lot of, white quartz found, a lot of quartz, like, and that stuff is going hot. Like, like it's good for you. It's good stuff. And all the things that the lands do for us, like I feel like you might see it on PBS but when do you ever actually take the time to watch PBS, especially when there's like TikTok and all these other things going on? But I do want us all to remember that, you know, it's very important to feel the wind and not to be, you know, at the gym worried about clunker alarms or gimmicks or paying money to go somewhere like that when there are mountains to climb and, you know, lakes to swim in. Like, how scary is it to swim in a lake? Have you ever been swimming in a lake? To get past that and to trust the universe, you know what I'm saying? To trust that, like, it's okay. You know, people have done this, you know, like, you'll live. And to be someone, I mean, even to, like, get into the river where it's cold or wet. Most people don't want to take the time to take their socks and shoes off because it's going to mess up the image that they want to set of themselves, when the most beautiful you is the one that is living and diving and swimming in all the goodness, you know, like, that was really cheeky, wasn't it? Spirit, anything else? Yeah, definitely some love, definitely some union, definitely going to be an abundant one, definitely something that is meant for you, for sure meant for you, the star here. Some messages coming in regarding that, maybe a message that is the Chariot for you, that leap. The sun is here, don't forget that. And justice has always got your back. Remember that. Like, it's oftentimes something that we forget, you know, being people who get ticketed for dumb things or whatever else. But know that justice in the spiritual world is not justice here in our legal realm. I don't know how many of y'all have done time, but, like, don't think that the two coincide. One is man's idea and very controlling, and the other one is balance that is a part of harmony, you know, a part of us resonating together, not a separation or a divide amongst God's children. Take that leap of faith, for sure. New moon, it's that time. Be the you that you've always wanted to be. For sure, for sure. And do not be afraid. There's no sense in that fear. It's not something that is very becoming of anybody, you know, to be afraid to chase those things. To who cares what anybody else thinks? You know, you find out real quick who your friends are. You find out who your friends are. Somebody's gonna drop everything and hit the gas, get there fast. Something like that. Yeah. They said Aaron stopped singing. But no, definitely time to kill off all the things inside us that don't serve us. You know, all the things that are fear and anxiety and nervousness. You may need to consider that the world is here, definitely some divine intervention, but you may need to consider that the medicine you may be on may actually be numbing you. It may be something that you asked for advice, and when you did so, you asked the wrong people, because the truth is that you probably don't need to be all, you know, doped up, all asylum status, but instead, you know, the antidepressants that you're given, the mood stabilizers, whatever you may be on, and no shame in that, but it's something that is unnatural, and it was something that was an easy fix to keep you on a path that may not be the one that spirit has you on. You know, it's definitely a time to embrace our crazy, to, like I said, you know, there's witches and aliens and everything else running around. It's definitely time to not give in to the side of us that says, you know, like, well, when this goes wrong, you go to the doctor. Unless you are dying, and I mean dying, maybe you pray instead, you know, like, praying's a whole lot cheaper. And it's definitely time for us to realize all the things that we need and don't, you know. If you want to make a change in the system, then start with you. And part of me says, like, go get on a bunch of prescriptions, because they might not lock you up, because whenever you get there, no privately funded jail wants to pay for them all. But that's beside the point. Let me stop it. And that's the truth. That's what Spirit said. No, that's the truth. the lovers, I'm definitely excited about all the love coming in and all the partnerships. You know, like these partnerships, don't get it twisted. You know, what's the idea that you have is probably and more than likely not what spirit has in mind for you. Spirit has something that you cannot fathom. Always keep that in mind. You know, like what spirit wants for you, be willing to accept the reframe, because it's something that you couldn't envision. It's something better. Going with the flow will help you to receive that better. You know, the lovers could be a family member or some type of partnership there, you know, but it's love. And how could you, you know, want anything but? How could you be disappointed with love? What is that Nat King Cole song? The greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love and be loved in return. Forgive my morning voice, though I did take my vitamins. But that's Nature Boy, and definitely a song that is matching the vibe right now. New Year, that's the song of the year right there. Bringing that King Cole back. Also, Aurora, she does an incredible version of that song that I really, really like. And a lot of other people, David Bowie, even Celine Dion. But I think Nat King Cole is the original there. And if that song resonates with me, then it may just resonate with you. So take some time to look it up. But also, that's another thing, you know, getting out in the outdoors does not mean hunting. You know, it don't mean you got to be playing a sport. Like, why we want to dress up football fields with spray paint and just to ruin them? You know, like I don't get like why we can't, you know, work with nature. You know, if there's hay there, there's hay there. Like, is it ruining your picture, or is it making it something that, you know, in Hollywood people get paid a whole lot of money to do? You know, like my grandma used to talk about, I don't know why you want to rip up your jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes sense. Like, why would we want to rip up our jeans? We could do that ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, save the money. But that's what trendsetters do. You know, don't be trendy, be true to you. Ooh, I'm gonna coin that phrase. Don't be trendy, be true to you. Bo, hey. Calm down. Or don't, whatever. Not that I'm knocking football, like whatever makes people happy, but, you know, I guess I'm just an advocate for the band, and more people should be. That's one of those things that saved my life, and I still look back on those times and the things that I learned then, and know that what I want most is to be making music with my friends. Ten of Swords in reverse. That's good energy. Strength card. The Hangman in reverse. So for sure. A lot of times when we're not chasing our dreams, we are hanging ourselves. And it does take a lot of strength to do that, but it's not just strength that card and that energy embodies, but it's grace, you know? It's one thing to be a brute. It's one thing, you know, to be able to lift that weight. It's another to lift that weight and be able to maintain your, you know, poise or dignity, so to speak. It's another thing to lift that weight and, you know, not hurt anybody's toes. You know, it's like you're not going to break your back trying to prove something. You're not going to let pride get in the way. I think Robin Williams said that humor is found within the bounds of dignity. And, you know, I'm not a weightlifter, but that one resonates to me more so than I guess it would someone who does lift weights. But it's that humor is found within the bounds of dignity. I might be wrong, but I hope that it makes sense. And I probably do need to lift weights. It's just not something that is in the cards. So I would much rather be, you know, out on a walk or, hiking or whatever else, whatever works for you. I'm not knocking it by any means, but I definitely find it important to remind people that strength is not, the muscle. It's not the steroid. It's not the image, but it's instead the grace that comes with being strong. What's that Spider-Man quote? Like, with great power comes great responsibility. And don't forget, there's witches out here and aliens and everything else. But with great power comes great responsibility. And you are filled with great power. You are going to do those big things. And it's a responsibility that you don't have to carry alone. Always remember that. Remember to pray. And I think that's it, y'all. Until next time, set your intentions, and I love you, love you, love you. Gypsy out.